Good morning again, children. So yesterday we practiced the area model for multiplication, and we started to look at using a grid method for multiplication. So today we're going to start by using the area model for multiplication and turning that into a grid method. So looking at my first box here, I'm going to use my place value counters for my first box. So I've got 52 and I need to multiply by 24. So I'm going to write in here, rather than making my, I will make my 52, I think. I'll make 1, 2, 3, squeeze them in, 4, make my box maybe a little bit bigger. Brilliant. 5, 52, 52. And inside here I'm going to make 24. Okay, I'm going to pause the video while you have a go at sketching that on your paper. If you haven't got any paper, go and get some in a minute. Pause the video and have a go at working out the answer to this one, and also have a go at writing it in as a grid method for multiplication. I'll get you started on the grid method here as well. So in here I need 52, and in here, squeeze it in, 24. Okay, so pause the video and have a go at both of those for me, please. Okay, so if I do this one, I'm going to say 10 times 10 is 100. Squeeze them in. And 10 times 10 is 100. 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 So I've got 500 there. And 10 times 1 is 10. And 10 times 1 is 10. Okay, we'll do the same again. 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 10 is 100. And another 100. And another 100. And 10 times 1 is 10. And 10 times 1 is 10. And then 1 times 10 is 10. 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 The next row, 2. And my next row, and my last row. And then in this section here, 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 1 is 1. Another row, 1 times 1 is 1, and 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 1 times 1 is 1. So that's that one finished. Now look here, 20 times 50 is 1,000. 20 times 2 is 40. And you can see I've got 1,000 here and I've got 40 here. 4 times 50 is 200. And 4 times 2 is 8. And you'll see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 100 there. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's 100 there. So that's my 200. So if I add them across, I've got 1,040, and I need to add it to 208, which gives me 52 times 24 is 1,248. Well done if you got that. Now, you're going to try the next one for me. This time, I'm only going to give you the answer. So have a go at this one. Pause the video and have a go. And in a moment, I'll pop up the answer for you. Okay, so how did we get on? I'm hoping your answer was 1,890. Well done if you got that. So children, using a piece of paper and a pencil, I want you to have a go at these 5 calculations. You can draw them using a grid method. So what I might do is I might just copy that there to help and pop it over here. You're going to draw them using the grid method and you're going to work out the answer for each of these. So you need to pause the video while you're doing that, and then when you're ready, I'll show you the answers and you can mark your work. Okay, so how did you get on? 26 times 35, you should have got yourself to 910. And 31 times 42 is 1,302. 36 times 21 is 756. 45 times 37 was 1,665. And finally, 54 times 48 was 2,592. Well done if you got those. So we're just going to have a quick look for the rest of this session now. We're going to have a quick look at some errors that some people have been making and can we spot them. Okay, so Amir hasn't finished his calculation. Can we complete the missing information and record the calculation with an answer? So let's have a look. He needed to do 40 times 40, which I believe is 40 times 40 is 1,600. And at the minute, he's only got 800 on there. So he'd need to have 8 more hundreds. 2 times 40 is 80, and I can see 80 there. 6 times 40 is 240. Let's check it. 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, 240, and 6 times 2 is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's just missing this section here, and we will write it down as 1,600, add the 80, add the 240, add the 12. When we add those up, we should get to so the calculation was 42 times 46, and that gave us 1,932. Now here's your next one, and you're going to have a go at this on your own. You can use the grid method to help you. It says, Farmer Ron has a field that measures 53 metres wide, and so 53 metres long and 25 metres wide. So your first calculation is going to go in here. Farmer Annie has a field that's 52 metres long and 26 metres wide. And your calculation for Annie is going to go in here. Dora thinks that they will have the same area because the numbers have only changed by 1 digit each. You can see that's 53 and that's 52, that's 25 and that's 26. Do you agree? So in order to work out whether we agree or not, we're going to have to work out the answer to this one and the answer to this one. Do your calculations in here and work out, do they have the same area? And by doing the calculations, we will have proven whether Dora was right or not. Now, you're going to have a go on your own. I'm not going to do the calculations with you, but I will give you the answer to the size of the field. So you're going to pause the video and have a go. See if you can work out, will they have the same area, same size field, or will it be different? And your calculations will prove what you think. Is Nora correct or is she not correct? Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so Farmer Ron's field was 1,328 metres squared, and Farmer Annie's field was 1,352 metres squared. So that's 50 in there, 3 in there, 20 and 5, and in here 50, 2, 20 and 6. So here we have 1,000, and here we have 60, and here we have got 250. And in here we have 15. It's quite strange because when we add those up, that's not going to come to that, is it? Let's have a look. Hmm. 53 times 25. Made a mistake here. This one should be a 5, shouldn't it? And that will pull those numbers together for us. Okay. Looking on this side, I've got 1,000, and we've got 40, and we've got 300, and we've got 12. When you add them together, it comes to this. So let's just write that clearly so we can see it. So we can see the digits are the same, but in fact, one of these is bigger than the other. So Dora was wrong. There was a connection because we've got the same digits, but it's a different size number, isn't it? So Dora was wrong, and this is our way of proving it. Okay, so let's have a look at our last one here. This is our last one, penultimate one. So Ava says to multiply 23 by 57, I just need to calculate 20 times 50 and 3 times 7 and then add up the totals. What mistake has Ava made? Now, I've given you a clue. I've given you a multiplication grid to help you with your calculation there, because I think you're going to have to calculate it to work out the mistake that Ava has made. So I'm going to let you pause the video and have a go, and then we'll look at it together in a minute. Okay, so let's start filling in the grid, because that will help us. So 23, it's not going to help us, is it? 20 in this column, and 3 here, and squeeze that in, 50 here, and 7 here. So Ava says to calculate this, she just needs to do 20 times 50, which we know is 1,000, and 3 times 7, which we know is 21. So we can see straight away the mistake that Ava has made, because we need to multiply the 50 also by the 3, and we need to multiply the 20 also by the 7. So in Ava's calculation, she'd only done this box and this box. She hadn't done the full calculation. So well done, children, if you spotted that. Okay, here's your last question for today. Mo has multiplied 37 by 23 correctly. Is that true or false? Has he multiplied 37 by 23 correctly? Pause the video and look carefully. Has he done it correctly or not? Okay, when I look at this, I can see there's one big mistake here, because 20 times 3 is 60, but that doesn't say 3, that says 30. So 20 times 30 is 600, and that's his mistake here. So he's false, it's wrong. He has not multiplied that number correctly. So I'm hoping today, children, you've had the chance to have a little practice of using the grid method for multiplication. Tomorrow, we're going to move on a step further,